and a very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta. Tonight we are deep diving into the FMCG industry, and with summer just around the corner, there could be no better time than now to talk about how businesses are gearing up to meet demand. Tonight we shine the spotlight on Rasna, one of India's most beloved brands, and to shed light on Rasna's strategy, global expansion and the evolving FMCG landscape, I'm going to be joined by none other than Piruz Khambatta, Chairman, Rasna Group. And joining me live right now is Mr. Piruz Khambatta, Chairman of Rasna Group. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Piruz, on ET Now Leaders of Tomorrow.
Good evening. It's a pleasure for me also to be part of this very elite group of leaders in ET Now.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you. Now, I want to begin the interview by asking you about India's FMCG industry. It is becoming highly competitive and fast-changing. What is your take on the sector, and what do you consider to be the biggest challenges in the current market?
See, the FMCG industry, as I've been sort of seeing over the last 20-25 years, has changed a lot. But one thing which has remained constant, surprisingly, is that the rural markets and the lower middle class markets are still price point driven.
Right.
So world has changed. If I go to big supermarkets, I see 1,000 rupee products selling easily. And most of the MNC companies are into it. Most of imported companies are into it. Most of startups are into it. But when I go to what I call small towns, or I go to areas in Mumbai, which are possibly like Mulund or whatever, Thane, I still see 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee.
Sure.
So what I still believe is that the volume comes from this. And I somehow believe that has been still under strain, and that is still under strain. So companies like Rasna, we are really now doing a lot to ensure that these people also slightly upgrade. So we were selling 1 rupee, 2 rupee products, and now we are trying to upgrade them to 10 rupee products.
Mr. Piruz, so you mentioned in your recent interviews that Rasna is expecting 30% growth this season. What factors do you believe will be driving this growth?
As I see Rasna today, we have evolved as a company. When I joined the company, it was one concentrate product we used to sell. One makes 32 glasses and nothing else. And we used to sell possibly mostly in West and South, and there was no export, and North and East had hardly grown. Over that, I'm talking 20 years back. Over the years, we are now a pan-India country, and we have depots and factories across the country. We have almost 12 factories now, including one newly opened in Patna. And across the country, we don't only manufacture, we sell, we have depots, but we have also grown exponentially in exports. We have something like 60 countries where we export our products.
Yeah.
Some places franchisee arrangements, some places licensing arrangements, some places joint ventures, some places actual distributors. So we have expanded. So we have to see Rasna growth not in just this one 5 rupee or 2 rupee segment. In my mind, the segments we are growing is one is this mass segment. Number two, for the middle class in the country, in the urban areas, we have urban-centric products like what you can see here, a 500-gram zipper pack, first time in the world launch. We have a 30 rupee pack. For export markets and premium, we have a 100% natural product, which has no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, which is at a premium price point. So with all combination of all the products and all this, we are wanting to grow at 30%. And the catalyst of the growth, I believe, will come from e-commerce. Because e-commerce is a vertical which has evolved over the last 2-3 years, especially the quick commerce, which is another subcomponent of the e-commerce, which for us also is going pretty fast. So I do believe that with this new product, exports, e-commerce, mass product, we will grow.
Sure.
We generally grow at 10-15%, but we'll be growing at 30%. And luckily, the summer is also aiding us. And a new campaign, which I'm going to soon talk about, is also aiding us.
Well, absolutely. And so, yes, let's hear about the new campaign for Rasna Rich. And what role do you see this new product, Rasna Rich, playing in your overall growth strategy, especially considering its strong value proposition and nutritional benefits?
I believe marketing is about knowing what the customer wants, and what the customer wants also is changing because the customer tastes are changing. When we used to market products earlier, we used to always market on much more on fun. When the whole story was fun, like I have given Rasna Prankies, which are toys with the products, flavor, color, plus people playing. I think now mothers want in soft drinks something more than that. They want something which is more healthier, more nutritious, more fruitier, it looks more thicker. So I think with our consumer research, we are first, the challenge is we are an Indian grown company to design that product. We are not launching a product which is available in some foreign market in India.
Sure.
So we have designed a product, Rasna Rich, for the Indian population who wants a rich, thick mango drink, which is exactly similar to a fruit drink and which can be available at a very good price point, very conveniently in a sachet. So that is one challenge we have met. Number two challenge is to communicate it. Now, obviously, I could have taken any of the celebrities. We have been using all celebrities, including Akshay Kumar and Kareena Kapoor and Hrithik Roshan. You name this, Rohit Sharma. I got all the celebrities, including cricket captains and the top notch. But we thought that for this campaign, we should rely on our Rasna. Rasna has relied on children.
Yep.
So we have two young boys who are making Rasna thick, and they are so excited that they want to make it and drink it. But then they suddenly realize that they have a little sibling, which is their sister, small sister. They want to serve it. Obviously, she is too small to drink Rasna. So the father says, you will have to wait. And the kids, instead of drinking, do wait. So the kids say, okay, we don't want to drink Rasna, but we will wait for the kid to grow up, the infant to grow up. I think that's a very emotional, a little bit, comic situation. And I do believe these are the type of things which will click and which will remain in the hearts of the people.
Absolutely.
See, ads can come, but ads, if they just talk of the product, it don't remain in the heart. But this type of ad, I believe, will stick in the heart. So people will think of Rasna like they used to emotionally, nostalgically. So we have a very nice campaign, which is at one end very modern, but at one end very what I call vintage Rasna style. So that is how we are going to launch this year. In fact, we have shot in an actual location in Punjab just to give the real flavor. Because Rasna is very, very sort of, in a village, stupid. Because all said and done, we do cater to 40-50% rural customers. So we have shot the ad also in a rural setting.
Sure.
And possibly you have to show it to your audience to see what we have done. And I do believe these two young boys will do a better job than any celebrities which I have ever used.
Now, with the early arrival of the summer season this year, there will be a surge in demand. How is Rasna preparing for the expected pressure on stocks? How do you plan to meet this heightened demand during peak season?
This year, something has happened which is unique, that the summer came in early, but we have to read this also with the fact that even Ramadan was a bit early, and Ramadan always comes early. So hot summer with Ramadan and Holi, obviously, there have been a lot of demand, which not me, but many companies, we didn't have that much stock because we were not estimating in early summer. So we were a little bit taken what I call a surprise. But I think we have ramped up our production. As I just mentioned, we have 12 plants. And as of now, we are full with all types of goods, including our new products. And of course, logistics in India has always been a challenge.
Absolutely.
If you ask me any FMCG player, which are the top three challenges, I'll name out for you. One is uncertainty in taxation and sometimes laws, any laws, including food laws. Number two is people, and get the right people. FMCG cannot attract now all the IT guys and biotech guys, the AI guys are getting. And number three is the logistic channels in food processing. Because for us to get first the fruit into the plant, then to process it, then to take it from what I call primary processing area to secondary processing area, make the product, and then transport the finished product. If you actually see in the value, if you actually see the whole value chain, around 10% is the freight cost. So just imagine, and the delays. So I think it is definitely a challenge, especially for a company like me, which uses real fruit. So I think it is, but we know the business. So I think we are ready, and we have all the products in the market right now to cater to the hot summer.
With Rasna's distribution network of 1.8 million outlets across India, what other innovations do you believe will help capture a larger share of the market?
We cannot be only doing a marketing. There was a time when I used to make a very good Rasna ad, and distribution will follow. There will be demand. I remember I once, not now, when IPL started, sponsored in the final, and I put ads in the final, and suddenly the next day I had probably some 10 crore of orders, not 1 or 2 crores. How everybody was. So this was immediately demand. Recently, I put such money in IPL also, no such demand came. Because that they have gone what I call kicks demand, scooter kick demand. It is not working that way. We have to also what I call work on the distribution front. Just putting ad is not working. First of all, the ad viewerships are also not as high as they used to be. So we are working on distribution. And what Rasna has done recently is very unique. That all of our boys are going with, let us say, handhelds, and we are capturing all the retailers' data, and we are also ensuring that if the boys don't reach, they can also buy online. So we are parallelly At one end, we are giving support in terms of physical presence of the boys,
Right.
but at one end, we are also making ourselves into some sort of a B2B e-com venture where the guy can also order Rasna online. So it is a dual concept. My same boy goes and gives physical order, and we also ensure that he is onboarded onto our online platform. So that if my boy is not coming or we cannot reach with that outlet, we can still cater in through the online platform. And we have not done this online platform. We are not given to any other third-party aggregator because we don't want him to take the benefit. We want to keep the benefit ourselves. So we are investing in this e-com venture ourselves exclusively for us now. This is something very unique we are doing.
Sure.
So people do invest in B2C platforms on their own with their own websites and app. I am also investing in my own B2B platform, which I do believe a lot of FMCGs should be doing. Because if we don't create our own platforms, there's somebody else's platform we use, he will become a monopoly and then we'll be giving all our profits to him. So this in the long run, it is investment. But I think over a longer time, it is paying. It is like same way when I started making a lot of fruit concentrates and flavors in India before a few years. I never imported, but I am happy now that with this tariff war and this the way the Indian rupee has become weaker, I am happy because now I own my supply, my whole, what I call the fruit chain, the whole value chain I own. Similarly, I want to own this e-com space also, so we are investing in it. I'm not saying I'm not using other space. Of course, I'm doing, but I'm also investing in my own capacity to go B2B.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. In conversation tonight with Piruz Khambatta, Chairman Rasna Group and the visionary behind its decades of innovation, expansion and growth. Listen in. So the theme for our show this season is powering entrepreneurs for the global stage. And a lot of our conversations center around the local to global story. And I understand Rasna is sold in over 60 countries. And you're now looking to expand further into Africa and South America. How do you plan to tailor your strategy for these new markets?
Actually, in exports, we don't go to the Indian diaspora. Most Indian companies reach the Indian diaspora. So they say India का जलजीरा है, इंडिया में मिलता था वो पी लो. ये इंडिया वाला गोली सोडा है आप पी लो. ये इंडिया में you were like saying the NRIs are missing Indian products and you market. I'm not doing that for the simple reason that I'm reaching out not to Indian diaspora. I'm looking out to the local consumers. So we are in Nigeria appealing to the Nigerians. In Oman, we are appealing to the Omanis. In fact, Indian stores don't sell too much. We are more appealing to the locals. So as such, I am a real global player. So I know, for example, I met our distributor in Somalia. He has made a beautiful on his own. Of course, he took some support from us, but he has made a beautiful Somalian ad, a local TVC.
Sure.
I know people in our some countries, we have made social media campaigns which are totally adapted. So we are not even looking at Indian campaigns. For example, this campaign which you have seen now of two young boys, that is not something we are going to copy abroad. We are evolving we are working in such a way that we make creatives which are specific to those countries. For example, Nepal, we are working on a campaign now. So we are working with the local distributors, with our local partners in ensuring that we communicate the products which is required for that area, and even the products are tailor-made for that country. So it is like we are making 50 Indias across the world. It is not that we are just exporting the products. And we are very happy that the government also, I should praise the government, they are also supporting the exporters in a big way. And I think we all exporters are today, I think much in food, are doing a much better job than we used to do before 10, 20 years in terms of presence, quality, how we participate jointly in big exhibitions abroad. So I think definitely it is much different than it used to be. And today a lot of categories are opening. For example, Indian honey. We are also selling honey abroad. We are selling peanut butter abroad. So all these are new categories which have evolved in the last few years only. In fact, after COVID only. And I think I'm very proud that Indian companies, not only me, many other Indian companies, today we were not there. Today we are showing our presence in all these markets.
Now, you spoke about e-commerce and quick commerce earlier. I'd like you to elaborate a little bit on this in terms of how you see especially quick commerce transforming the FMCG landscape and how is Rasna leveraging this?
It's a huge game changer. I'll give you a very simple example. I and you are sitting in this room. And earlier, if you were wanting to eat something, and you will have to think, I will only able to order what I have in my kitchen. Today, you ask me, I want Shezwan, I can order Shezwan. You ask me, I want soft drink, I can order soft drink. Somebody wants a canned drink, he can get a canned drink. And by the time we finish talking, the product is available. In fact, for example, if I'm making a faluda and I don't have Rasna rose syrup, I can order online, and by the time I dissolve the other ingredients, the rose syrup from Rasna Ecommerce arrived.
Yep.
So I think honestly, the biggest thing of quick commerce is that it is able to give the products when it is needed fast, because people don't plan everything in advance. I'll need to make a rose syrup and I'll need a rose syrup and I'm going to make a faluda. So we are getting a lot of these type of, what I call recipe based, because our products actually go in food products. So that has opened a new market. Number two, we also have made SKUs specific for the e-commerce. Not me, others also, but we also have taken the lead.
Yep.
So there are certain SKUs which we have demarked only for e-commerce, where we are having better pricing, more convenience. We do believe that this can be pushed into e-commerce. Third, as you know, the e-commerce requires very quick, what I call service, because they want to reach you in 10 minutes. So obviously, I also cannot reach them, but they need my service in 24 hours. So what we have done is that we also have linked the e-commerce with our wide distribution network across the country. So in Guwahati, the Guwahati distributor is supplying. In Kanyakumari distributor is supplying. So, and luckily the e-commerce also, you also know, you all covered that phase. They are also getting a lot of funds. So they are also growing rapidly across the length and breadth of the country, especially in small towns. And we are also growing with them. And there is nothing wrong, because it's a partnership. And I honestly believe that customer is the king, because he is getting at a very good price a product in 10 minutes, and we are catering to that. And I do believe if the customer is happy, he will go to the e-commerce, he will buy more Rasna there. I am also happy. In fact, last year in our campaign, whatever campaign I did, I linked it with the e-commerce. So you see on social media, you will see on Instagram, you will see a Rasna ad or influencer. And if you go and you click, the click will go to a e-com. So you can buy Rasna also instantly. I have done recipe campaigns also with a click, which goes on to the e-commerce player. So that is how we are also, helping this whole way it is working.
And what other major trends or shifts do you see shaping the FMCG industry in the next, say, 5 years or so?
That question will take another half an hour, but one thing is for sure. We like it or not, e-com is going to increase. We like it or not, because a lot of people still believe that conventional king, it is not going to happen. So technology is going to come in, and companies which are remaining away from technology, they will not gain. And I think it is different that a lot of people think that technology is only for technology companies. We FMC companies also have to adopt technology, be it AI at all, in all our processes, manufacturing processes, logistic processes, distribution processes, and of course, how we reach to the consumer, which I now explained. So definitely that is going to increase.
Right.
And people who don't adapt technology will be left behind. Number two, as I said, time has gone when food beverages, in our case, were consumed only for fun and joy, or just as welcome drinks. People want a little bit more actual goodness in terms of fruit, vitamins. That is going to grow, nutrition. We have to provide. Third, of course, people now actually look for high protein content, low sugar, low salt. Now, I don't think we should wait for any government stipulations. Like I myself voluntarily have reduced the calories in most of our products by using sweeteners. So we as responsible companies, have to ourselves reduce the sugar content in our products, reduce the salt in the products, reduce the fat in the products, so that consumers are getting. I don't believe in zero sugar or zero fat, or I don't believe 100% tax to impose. But it doesn't work that way. But gradually, voluntarily, that is the need of the hour. So we have to reformulate the products so that we make them more healthier and in line with the customer's need, which we are doing. And lastly, I do believe that communication and the way the communication is being done also has changed. Of course, you all know what is happening to the ads and the ad space, and how it is changing, and how social media is being used in a big way, and how influencers are really tapping in, like we ourselves are using. It will increase. I think time will come when possibly, like abroad, in fact, TV will not be the major medium. There will be all these mediums which will be coming in, word of mouth, demonstrations, more of displays on the ground. So this whole thing is going to change.
Right.
Mostly what is going to change is that as globalization happens, we will see the same products as we see in India abroad and what we see abroad in India.
Mr. Piruz, as a successful entrepreneur and leader, what principles guide you? How do you maintain a company culture that is both innovative and rooted in strong ethical values?
Ethical value, unfortunately, is the most important thing. I never got a question like that, and I like this because innovative, everybody is becoming. I did mention right now a lot about innovations we are doing, but ethical is a good question. See, unfortunately, what is happening, we all see films. And today, everybody wants to become rich and big, but at any cost. So even I don't mind being a sportsman, and I will want to, what I call fudge my weight here and there, or I will like to fudge my record. People fudge their birth certificates to get into a college. People will fudge everything. Nobody minds.
Sure.
So I somehow believe this is a wrong culture, which possibly we are fostering in our kids right from age. I somehow believe that I think kids have to be taught this first. Forget you becoming a very successful man, forget you becoming a very rich man, forget you becoming an engineer. You first become a good man. You first become a true man. And I think honestly, we Parsis came with, if you ask me, our religion is based on that. Good thought, good word, good deeds. That's the core of our religion. What is our religion? Nothing else. You be good, and then people will be to go. You spread happiness, people will want to spread happiness to you. And I do believe that core is wrong, and that is really coming into our corporate culture also. So I honestly believe that as CEOs, directors, MDs, we will have to very clearly be very vigilant what is right and very wrong, not wait for any regulation, but do things which are correct and right. Now, obviously, if you are opening up some Panama company and then doing hera pheri there and bringing money from here and there, clearing goods wrongly, you're doing XYZ hanky-panky things. Of course, you'll be in trouble, but then don't forget, you're not only spoiling your name, you're spoiling the whole business community's name.
Right.
And that I think which I don't like. So I do believe that we need to work with responsibility because as businessmen, it is not that we are representing ourselves, we are representing the nation, we are representing the whole business community. And if we are ethical, people will start respecting us. And I think that is the need of the hour. And that will have to come from us only. When I say us, is the leaders in the companies.
And finally, what is your vision for Rasna for the next decade?
Honestly, I think we are a family company. So definitely we all have, and I would definitely like to also say that my kids are also taking over. So obviously they will also have, they're quite big now, so they will also have a vision for the company. So at the opportune time, we will share it. But definitely we would like to remain a family-owned business.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, God has been kind to us, the country has been kind to us, and we will like to remain a fully family-owned company and grow the Indian way, the way we are growing. And I would like to thank all our consumers, all our distributors, all our employees for always giving us Rasna a special love and support, even our suppliers and vendors all these years. And we also have reciprocated as much we can.
This was a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Piruz.
Thank you.
With that, it's a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.